Hi guys, so today I'm going to be talking about abortion as my controversial topic, and I just want to let you know that this one I'm still pretty undecided for myself whether I agree with it or not. My usual view is like, do what you want as long as you're not affecting everybody else or anybody else and you're not harming anybody else. So this one is a pretty weird one for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know my views. So pretty much I'm pro-choice. There's reasons why I support abortion, but there's reasons why I can see where people wouldn't support it. So my reasons for supporting it are, one, it's the woman's body. She is carrying the baby. Without her, it wouldn't be there. And if it is, like, I don't think that people should be able to go in at 8 months pregnant and get an abortion. I think that if the baby cannot survive outside the womb on its own, then it should be okay for her to get an abortion. But if it could survive outside the womb, then too late for you, too bad. Like, you can't get one. And I don't know exactly when a fetus gets feeling. A lot of people think that life starts at conception, but I personally don't believe that. I don't really know when the baby starts getting thoughts and feelings, but at that point you shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion. So yeah, that's my boundary. But other reasons why I support abortion. Sometimes people really just can't give a baby a good life, and I know there's adoption, but I'll get to that in a minute. Maybe maybe it was an accident, the dad's not around, maybe they're a prostitute, which will be for another day how I feel about that. Maybe they just are in a terrible financial situation, maybe they're on drugs, you never know the situation, and so they will probably have their own reason to get an abortion, and honestly it might be better for the baby that way. Why I say that, for one, adoptions aren't always the best option in my opinion. For example, I know a couple people who have been adopted, and they told me that they struggle with the fact that their biological families didn't want them. And even if they did it for, the fact that they loved their child enough to want to be able to give it a better life, they never really know if that's the truth, and they always feel conflicted about it. And so, yeah, they always struggle with that. So knowing your biological family didn't want you is pretty rough on a child, and that's what they said. And some of them have even ended up, with drug use and depression and cutting because of the fact that they get stuck with knowing their biological parents didn't want them for some reason. Secondly, maybe there's not somebody to adopt a child right away. There might not be a family, even though there are a lot of families who are looking to adopt. Yeah, maybe there's not one right away, and the child ends up in foster care and getting passed from home to home, and that's not a very good life. Even though some foster parents are amazing, there's others who aren't. Also, sometimes parents, when they first see their child, love it, and they want to keep it, and they do end up keeping it, and later on end up not really deciding it's not for them, and they don't think they can give it up for adoption, or for some reason they just don't give it up for adoption, and they keep it, and it's raised in a terrible situation. The family has no money, or the parents are abusive, or whatever, for whatever reason. So, sometimes I think that maybe the abortion would be better for a child. As terrible as that sounds, that's how I feel. And, yeah. And also, there's also, the cases that are legal right now, in the case of rape, it's all legal right now, but they want to make it illegal, except for in the cases of rape, incest, and if it's, if the mother's life depends on it, which I agree with those terms also. So those are my reasons for supporting it. Wait a minute, one more reason why I support it is, as bad as this is, it costs, I don't know how much it costs to get an abortion. I've never been pregnant, I've never had an abortion, so I don't really know, but it costs a lot less than raising a child, or also giving birth and paying the medical bills just for it to be adopted or whatever, even if the adoptive parents do pay for it, even though that's other people's views. That's not my personal view, but I've heard other people say that. Okay, so reasons why I can see why people wouldn't support it. Firstly, a lot of people's view is, if you made the mistake, you should pay for it and have this child. And you know, I can see why people would say that, because you know, you decided to have sex and you accidentally got pregnant from it. Whether you or not you used protection, you still made the decision knowing that there was a risk of you getting pregnant. And so you should, you know, fess up to your mistake and not kill the child or whatever, because a lot of people do believe that life starts at conception, which brings me to my next point. A lot of people do believe that, and believe that even killing a baby within the first like 5 weeks of pregnancy, even if it doesn't have feelings or a heartbeat or whatever, which I don't know how much of this medically is true. I'm not a doctor, I don't know, so don't quote me on that. Like, even if it's just the first couple of weeks of pregnancy, and people believe that life starts at conception, and that is still murder. Nextly, people say, like, as I said, or maybe I didn't say, but like I always say, it's not my business if she gets an abortion, it's her body. They also say that under that logic, you should be able to take your 10-year-old child out back and kill him because you just don't want him anymore, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with that at all, and that it's not our business, which it totally is if you kill your child. Don't kill your children. It's not good, and they've been alive for a long time. So yeah, you guys, I know you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. What else? Also, like, the emotional distress of an abortion, a lot of people regret it. A lot of people have depression and second thoughts afterwards. So yeah, it can be rough on somebody. So I can see both sides. So I'm undecided. I believe I'm pro-choice because, like I said, I guess what other people do isn't really my business. But I can also see why people would be pro-life. And, you know, I'd like to say I'm pro-life because, let me put it this way, like, if I were to get pregnant right now, it probably wouldn't happen, but if for some reason it did, I wouldn't get an abortion because I personally, like, my own morals, I don't think that's the right decision for me because I do have the resources. If I needed to take care of a child, I could. And, like, for example, my 15-year-old sister is pregnant right now. She's due May 12th, and you know what? She has the resources, and she's going to keep her child and take good care of it, and we are all confident, and I'm very excited. I'm going to have a nephew. She gave me permission to say this, so she better not kill me. So yeah, like, that's an example of it. But there's also people who it's just not a good decision for them, and that's their own. You know, I'm not going to judge you for getting an abortion. Like, I don't think you're a murderer. I don't think you should go to jail for anything. So, I don't think God is going to hate you for it or anything like that. So, that is my personal view. And like I said, I'm still conflicted about it. I don't know if I'm pro-life or pro-choice yet. Like, I haven't decided, and it's a conflict within myself. And it's getting dark out, so I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I know this is going to be pretty controversial, and a lot of people are going to disagree. So, comment below what your thoughts are, but do it, like I said, respectfully and as an adult, because we're all adults here. So yeah. Also, I'm filming a week in my life video, and that'll be up probably next Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm going to do a room tour, but I'm waiting. I just ordered a new blanket, and I want it to be here for my room tour because it's cool. So, okay, that's all. Bye, guys.